So today we're going to look at parallel lines cut by a transversal. And just as a reminder, supplementary angles are two angles that add up to 180 degrees. So supplementary means 180. So parallel lines that are cut by a transversal means that we have two parallel lines, and here they are labeled as M and N, the two red lines, and they are cut by a transversal, line P, and that's the line intersecting. When two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, typically you are going to see several angle relationships created, and usually they'll be labeled by numbers. So here we have numbers 1 through 8, and you may see them in a different order on a different problem. However, the relationship between the angles is going to remain the same. So the first set of angles we are going to look at are vertical angles. And vertical angles basically mean that they are opposite from each other and they are across the vertex. They are not next to each other. So if I look at these intersecting lines, I would have a vertex here, so that's where all your lines meet, and a vertex here where these lines meet. So angles 1 and 4 are across from each other, so they are vertical, and they are also congruent. And remember, congruent just means they have the same measurement. Angles 2 and 3 are vertical, angles 5 and 8, and angles 6 and 7 are vertical. So those would be your 4 pairs of vertical angles here. All right, alternate interior angles. So alternate means on the opposite, and interior means inside. So opposite, inside the parallel lines. So 4 is on the right and 5 is on the left, so those are opposite and they are inside the parallel lines. And then angle 3 is on the left, angle 6 is on the right. They are alternate and they are inside the parallel lines. So you have 2 pairs of alternate interior angles. All right, next we have the opposite, alternate exterior. So alternate means on the opposite, like before, but exterior means on the outside. So outside our parallel lines. So 2 and 7 are on opposite sides. However, they are on the outside of the parallel lines. 1 and 8 are on opposite sides, and they are outside the parallel lines. So alternate exterior. All right, the next set of angles that we're going to look at are corresponding angles. And corresponding angles are also congruent, meaning that they have the same measurement. So these angles are which ones would be like in the same location. So as a tip here, I put think which ones match up in the same location. For example, top left corner with top left corner. So if I look at angle 1, that's on the left side at the top, and angle 5 is on the left side at the top. Those would be corresponding angles. Angle 2 is on the right side at the top. Angle 6 is on the right side at the top. Angle 3 is on the bottom left, and angle 7 is on the bottom left. And then angle 4 is on the bottom right, and angle 8 is on the bottom right. All right, same side interior. So same side means that they're either both going to be on the right or they're both going to be on the left. And they are supplementary, which means that they add up to 180 degrees. So angle 4 and 6 are same side interior. And you can tell that these aren't the same measurement. If I look at 4, I can tell that's an obtuse angle. And if I look at 6, I can tell that's an acute angle. So you should automatically be able to tell that these aren't going to be the same measurement. So they are supplementary. All right, and then angles 3 and 5 are on the same side. They're both on the left. And they are also interior angles. And again, you can tell that they don't have congruent measurements. 5 is clearly an obtuse angle, and 3 is an acute angle. All right, and lastly, we have same side exterior angles, and those are also supplementary. So if I look at angles 2 and 8, they are on the same side. However, 2 is an acute angle, 8 is obtuse, so they add up to 180. And then 1 and 7, same thing. So the same side, exterior angles. All right, so if we know the measurement of one of these angles, you can find the measurement of all the others. So here it says the measurement of angle 1 is 120 degrees. So I'm going to fill in 120 for angle 1. Now angle 2 is supplementary to angle 1. So they're next to each other and they create that straight line. And we know that if we have a straight line, it's going to be 180 degrees. So that would make angle 2 60 degrees. All right, angle 3 is vertical to angle 2. Remember that they're across from each other. So angle 3 is also going to be 60. And then angle 4 is vertical to angle 1. So that would be 120 degrees. All right, angle 5 is corresponding to angle 1. Remember, corresponding means same side, same location. So angle 5 would also be 120. Angle 6 is vertical to angle 5, or not vertical, I'm sorry, supplementary to angle 5. And it's also corresponding to angle 2, same side. So angle 6 would be 60 degrees. Angle 7 is also going to be 60. And angle 8 is going to be 120. All right, go ahead and pause the video for this one. Try this on your own and then press play to see if you get the correct answer. So you should have gotten a combination of 108 and 72 degrees for the 8 angles.